Hi there, this is Jeet here from Maximus. I'll be your guide when it comes to the world of character animation. Now, in the world of animation, we need to understand one thing, ki what exactly is animation all about? There are plenty of definitions which are floating around in the market, but we need to understand ki which one exactly is the one which fits, because then only we can define the path ahead. When it comes to defining animation, as I said, there are many definitions which are there. So let's look at it one by one. So the first one which is there is animation is life. Now, if you go by your dictionary, then you might get in your dictionary something written as animation is equal to liveliness, which is not wrong. See, here we are not to say what is wrong, what is right. Being in the field of art, we don't have the right to do that, because what is right for me does not necessarily mean it has to be right for you. So let's go on to the next definition. Keep it fast, keep it moving. The second one, which is there, is kind of a scientific definition, which says ki it's got to do something to do with motion and time and distance. Like there is a certain rate of change happening and all those things, which is basically movement. This is also correct, but exactly speaking, this again does not nail the term animation. The next term, which is little technical in nature, is the animation is the rapid display of a sequence of images, which again, what happens is, if you think about it, what exactly is computer animation or what exactly is cell animation, it fits perfectly. Moving on to the last definition, which is animation is breathing life into inanimate objects. Now, this also again cannot be defined or said that it's wrong, because that's exactly what we are doing. When it comes to, we are making digital puppets and we are breathing life into them. They are talking, they are moving, they are doing certain actions. So confused are we? You don't need to be, because it's actually very simple. You need to understand the fact that animation is a branch of art. Art itself is subjective. When I say subjective, it means it's neither right or wrong. It is what it is for a single person. Maybe what feels right for you might feel wrong to me. Similarly, going ahead, yes, I would say that animation is all this and much more. I need you to understand this, because then only you can open your brains to a newer level and reach the level of animation or level of art wherein you see no boundaries. Moving on ahead, we need to understand how exactly then can we put a full stop to this, because I have just said that there were 4 definitions of animation which I am discussing, and all of them are true. Now, to sum it all up into one definition, I would say it is the illusion of life. When I say the illusion of life, it might ring a bell or two for some of you out there, wherein you might have read the book or at least seen the book, which is, or at least heard about the book, which is The Illusion of Life by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston. Now, these guys were part of the 9 Old Men. You might say 9 Old Men. Now, 9 Old Men are the people who are 9 animators from Disney, and they are the ones who have actually established I can't say established the entire industry, but established the principles of animation. Now, animation is a serious art. It is not something like people think it is just cartoons, and cartoons are fun to watch, they are so simple to understand, so the process of making them is also simple. I would say, no, please wake up. It's not simple business. It is loads of hard work which goes in to make those things so much readable, so much pretty, so much, entertaining. That's it. So, moving on ahead, let's keep it moving and we move on to the topic of principles of animation. Now, to understand any art, like say after defining the term animation, we need to move ahead into principles so that we understand what are the ins and outs and how exactly can I manipulate the medium. Now, principles of animation, again, you might have heard about the 12 principles of animation which are there. Now, these are the 12 orthodox principles of animation, which are not necessarily something which is like you need to know of to do animation, but I guarantee they will really help if you understand them, because they have not come out from the vacuum or something. they have actually been thought about, and they have actually been defined as the most important basic foundation. It's like, think of it in form of a building. What is the most important part of a building? When you go to buy a house, you see the Italian marble, you see the furniture, you see the kind of paint which is used, you see the kind of acrylic and whatnot, tiles. But the most important thing which you need to understand is the foundation has to be right, and this is what builds the foundation. Um, so you might have guessed it by now. If you have not, I would put it in words for you. This is very important. What I would like to start off with is not 12 principles, but just one, that is timing and spacing. It's the most confused of them all.